Yes, told you, see? Maomao and I think the same. Oncology pharmacist here, watching Apothecary Diaries episode 11 with you. Just like the protagonist Maomao, I'm also a pharmacist and I'm also from China. In episode 10, we talked about honey, and in this episode, I think we'll find out how they use honey as a poison for babies. Reducing 2 to 1. If I remember correctly, Maomao said in a previous episode that these flowers are poisonous. Do you remember when she chewed on one of them? Okay, so if this is the similar trope to ancient Chinese drama, I'm gonna guess that these flowers are called oleander. I can't remember if these were the same ones that she was chewing on. Please let me know in the comments. And the Chinese name to these flowers are called 夹竹桃, which are infamous. They're widely used as a type of poison in Chinese dramas. People would take the nectar or the powder from the center of the flower and make them into poison, accidentally mix it in food and feed it to someone else. Although apparently it tastes really bitter, so it would be pretty easy for someone to detect that. But you know, a lot of Chinese dishes are also pretty bitter. Like they would eat bitter melon, their medicine tastes bitter, so it's easy to mix a bitter ingredient in there. But in real Chinese history, you also see this flower a lot as well. For example, in this really famous painting. This painting is literally called The Imperial Consort Getting Ready. And as you can see, the lady sitting in that chair is one of the most famous concubines of all dynasties. Her name was Yang Guifei and she's from the Tang Dynasty. She's so beautiful that she's now named one of the 4 great beauties in Chinese history. And in this painting, she's doing her makeup. As you can see, one of her lady-in-waiting is holding this mirror. And in the background, you see those flowers? Those are oleanders. Extremely beautiful, but highly toxic. So I wonder why Maomao's looking at these at this beginning scene. It's probably a foreshadowing that some sort of poison is going to happen. Alright, Maomao has the talent of making people looking really shocked and guilty. Okay, they're moving out. I think for the emperor to force a concubine, especially one that's really high up, to move out of her house and move somewhere far away, it would be kind of hard to do unless the concubine herself agrees to it. And hear me out. So in real Chinese history, if you're really high up as a concubine, it usually also means that you come from a reputable or wealthy family. Most of the time that means your father is the emperor's minister or he's a leader in battles. And a lot of the times the emperor still needs these noble families to help him win battles or solidify his place in the court, right? So the emperor probably wouldn't want to chase away his concubine who could be a daughter from a really noble family. With that being said, we don't know what Lady Ado's background yet, so I hope they mention that in a future episode. Speaking of future episodes, make sure you're subscribed to my channel so you'll be the first to know if I make more Apothecary Diary episodes and to support my channel. There's a new feature on YouTube called Hype, and it really helps out small creators like me. While you're watching my video, watch out for the hype button underneath and please hype my video if you really like it. Right. We've guessed that. Yeah, again, I don't have any real historical evidence to back this up, but just from all the Chinese dramas I've watched, it would be kind of cruel for the emperor to make a forgotten favorite concubine of hers to move away to a faraway palace just because she can't have children anymore. Also because Lady Ado is already very high ranked, right? Like we said, usually, especially in the Qing dynasty, there can only be 4 high consorts. If you think about the architecture of ancient Chinese palace, they're this rectangular shape, right? And they have 4 corners, and the 4 high consorts are supposed to symbolize the pillars holding down the 4 corners of the palace. And we know that, at least back then, Lady Ado was very much in favor. In fact, the show said that she was his only wife back then. Even though she can't have children anymore and the emperor probably won't visit her as much, but there's still a husband-wife respected relationship. So it'd be really cruel if he moved her. But again, if she agrees to this arrangement, then that's all good. But yeah, I guess the emperor needs a next hot it girl to have babies with him, so we'll see what happens. Oh, she just dropped it like that. All right, Maomao is here to confront her. Oh, I can't wait. This is getting really intense. Alright, she must have figured all of that out from reading the historical documents that Gaoshun found for her. Alright, I just want to comment, I see this so much in ancient historical dramas when women are giving birth. This fabric that they pull on, for a really long time, I thought it was just to reduce pain because, you know, you want the woman to hold on to something. But actually, I read into it, and there are a lot of ancient historical documents that prove a lot of women back then used to give birth not lying down, but sitting up. For example, this Song Dynasty doctor wrote in this scripture, and I'll do my best to translate here, when the baby is about to be born and if the mother's tired and sitting down for a long time, it can actually block the passage of birth. So now we're gonna switch position and have the pregnant woman stand up. They will have to hold on to a towel that's tied up to a really high spot. And the mother should use her hands to grab these towels. And then she should slightly squat down as if she's sitting. This will help expand the opening and the baby can be born. And just to show you guys, there's this ancient sculpture in Chongqing. Yes, that cyberpunk city that Speed visited when he was in China. You can see in this sculpture that's about a woman who's about to give birth. The pregnant lady is standing up. There's another woman sitting behind her, basically helping her. And there's another squatting lady in front that's waiting to hold the baby. Okay, I see. That's so sad. Because right now, the current emperor was still a prince. His wife giving birth is probably a lower priority compared to back then, the real emperor, which is the previous emperor. So his wife, which is now the emperor dowager, is now also giving birth on the same day. I think that's how I interpret it. Let me know if I'm wrong. But oh my god, how can this whole palace only have one doctor? They should have like a team of medical experts. Oh, that's Fengming? Oh, she looks so young back then. Oh my god, she looks so tired. Oh no. Okay, losing a uterus sounds so awful, but it can happen actually. Women can have their uterus ruptured during childbirth or it can fall out. But luckily with modern medicine, most of those cases are still reversible. The uterus is regenerative. For example, a lot of women nowadays use IUD for birth control methods. And in very rare cases, the IUD can actually move within the uterus and sometimes cause perforation of the uterus. When I was doing my practicum, there was actually another pharmacy student that got really sick, and I heard that she was having these awful stomach cramps and she looked really pale and just could not continue her practicum. And it turns out she had a uteral perforation from her IUD. But luckily, after the IUD is removed, in most women, the uterus can grow back and the perforation will be gone. But of course, back then, that's a different story.
赤子の死因はこの間の毒を白い事件と同じだと思われていますが、それは違いますよね。
Oh my god, I'm like getting goosebumps from watching this. So Fengming is blaming the doctor for not being able to help Lady Adol, and that's why they got him expelled. But Maomao has already figured out that, you know, that's not the case. It's because the doctor was pulled away to help the other birth, which was deemed more important. So Fengming's excuse here seems a little bit lacking.
あなたの言うそのヤブ医者はおしろいを使うのを禁じてたはずです。聡明なあなたがそれによって赤子を死なせることはない。
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
本当の死因はこれです。
This flower? Oh my god, this flower! Remember that foreshadowing scene at the beginning where she looked at this flower? I absolutely love it and really appreciate it when there's really good cinematography.
花の中には毒のあるものも多い。鳥かぶとやレンゲツツジのように、その蜜にも毒性が。
Okay. Alright, like I said in the beginning, I guessed that this was the oleander flower. Not sure if this is the exact same one that Maomao's holding up. If you're a flower expert, let me know in the comments. This one is toxic to our body because it can make the heart contract faster and faster. And the symptoms that people will get is heart palpitations, they may get blurry vision, nausea, vomiting, and even death. So the other flower she mentioned here, aconite, this is so toxic that apparently it has been used to hunt bears and whales. And then the last flower is even crazier. Apparently in certain parts of the world, people would purposely use bees to make honey from this flower's nectar. They will call it mad honey, and people are basically using it like drugs because it's a neurotoxin.
知っているわ。でもあなたは知らなかった。毒を含まないただの蜂蜜が需要になると与えている薬が
That's what she did.
毒になること。
Alright, this is it. This was my prediction from a previous episode that you guys told me about. We're finally at the scene where it happened. Wow, so Lady Ado-san died from botulism toxin, which is very unfortunate. Like I said it before, this toxin works by paralyzing the muscles. That's why people use Botox, because the muscle can't move anymore, which causes less wrinkles. And babies who are affected by this toxin become very flaccid. They have no muscle tone and they kind of are droopy like this. Oh man, that's so unfortunate. I feel like the palace doctors could have taken more care in telling them what they can and can't feed. Honey has been around China for thousands of years. Even during the Three Kingdom period, there has been documents to say that people use honey, so it was a fairly common food item. But I guess the only knowledgeable doctor was exiled, and as we can see, the current imperial doctor is, well, according to Maomao, a quack. So maybe the quality of care has gone down.
ハード妃だけには知られたくなかった。自分が唯一の子を殺した原因だと。だから消そうと考えた。その人物こそが
Oh.
リー・シュヒです。
Oh, right. Oh my god. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps. This is so intense. That's why Lady Li Shu looked like that when Mama asked her if she knew Lady Fengming or not. Oh, I get it now.
親元から離れた幼い娘と、もう子供を持つこともできない女性。一種の共依存が生まれていたのかもしれない。
Also, can I just say this background music is just so perfect for this scene. It builds and builds that tension.
そのうちにあなたはリー・シュヒから赤子の頃に蜂蜜を食べて死にかけたと知らされる。
Pause here. See, that's what I mean. Even Li Shu's nurse has told her to not eat honey anymore, so that means people back then did have that knowledge. But the imperial doctors didn't say anything? I think one explanation I can think of is maybe Fengming didn't tell anyone that she was feeding honey because she thought it was so safe and so good for the baby. She just probably didn't think to run this by the doctor. Ugh, that's so sad though. I'm sure Fengming means really well for the baby and for her master, and it's so unfortunate that this happened. Imagine how heartbreaking it is to cause the death of your best friend's child. Okay, what do you guys think she should have done? Should she have come clean and tell her master that this was her fault in the hopes that she would get forgiven, but risk that she might lose her master forever? Or should she have done it this way? Oh yeah, she came back.
しかし、二度と会うことはないと思われたリー・シュヒは、再び高級に
Oh, Fengming must be so mad.
法を埋めないアードー妃の立場を守るため、そして蜂蜜の件を隠すために、あなたはリー・シュヒのスープに毒を入れた。
Oh my god, this is so good, guys. It's like one of those big reveal episodes. So exhilarating to watch. Right, of course. She's always wanted to get rid of Lady Li Shu, but to tell one lie, you need another 100 lies to cover it up.
欲しいものは何？そんなものはありません。何でもいいのよ。
Oh my god, that's a huge cleaver in the back. That's so scary. Okay, I'm expecting at any moment she's just gonna hold the cleaver and start trying to chop Maomao's head off. Okay, no, that would be a different kind of anime.
皆が気に病む必要はない。子供は7つになるまでわからない。少しの病気でコロリと死んでしまう。子は天の命に従ったのだ。
Oh Man, Lady Ado seems like such a nice person. Okay, where are the really mean and antagonist concubines in this show? We've gotten to know all 4 of them, and all of them are like angels. What the heck? Why do I feel bad for all of them? Just give me a bad person I can hate, please.
私に提案があります。私にできるのは2つあった動機を1つにすることだけです。
The cinematography here, again, it's so beautiful. You see that ray of sunshine shining through? It's to symbolize that Maomao's offering a suggestion, and that could be her only hope to get her out of this. Again, I love it when cinematographers pay attention to these details. Okay, that's so funny. But at this point, okay, Jinshi should know better. We know the favorite food of our protagonist Maomao are poison, so that's on you, Jinshi. Oh, they're seeing each other. Okay, they've gotta be related, right? I mean, look at them. They're like brothers and sisters. But it would be kind of weird for him to be a eunuch if his sister was a high concubine in the court. Oh! It's her! Okay, so the first scene from last episode was not Jinshi. It's actually Lady Ado. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They look so much alike. They've gotta be related. I'm standing by my theory that they're siblings. We'll find out if I'm right or not. Okay. Okay. Alright, this is all kind of making sense now. So she's revealing to Maomao that she actually really wants to leave the palace anyway, and she thinks that the emperor just sees her as a friend, not really as a wife anymore. So she would rather give that title off to someone else as soon as possible. That I think really helps me understand why that she's moving away. Oh. He's just everywhere. Aww. Is he sad that his sister is now leaving the palace? It definitely makes sense. They have to be related. Otherwise, why are they seeing each other alone in the middle of the night? And why is he acting so sad? This reminds me of this really famous Chinese drama. One of the high concubines in this show was always wearing this phoenix headpiece on her head, and apparently that was a real antique that the crew borrowed from the Forbidden Palace. And just from interviews that I've seen, apparently those headpieces were insanely heavy and they used a lot of bobby pins to keep them steady on the actress's head. Yes, told you, see? Maomao and I think the same. It's the pharmacist apothecary thought process, okay? Okay, wait, that's not the same thought process that I had. Huh? Where did this even come from? Okay, at least we found out here about her backstory. So it sounds like she's just a nurse's daughter, so she doesn't come from a prominent family. But if she had a son, that would actually also help with her status in the palace too. But yeah, I agree. Being the son to the heir of the throne means you're just constantly in the fight, whether you like it or not. Wow, that's crazy. Wow, Maomao has really divergent thinking. I did not expect that she would think of all this just by seeing the two together. Well, I think this was the first episode where I didn't have a lot of medical stuff to talk about. So what did you think of this? Let me know in the comments if you still enjoyed this reaction video. You can watch my previous episode of Apothecary Diaries reaction here, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!